Rise and Shine with Robbo and Becci on Vision.
Well, we have just been blessed already by the conversations we have had with the wonderful Dr. Monica, and she joins us again this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Becci. Good morning, Robbo.
So good to chat with you again. And we're going to talk a bit about something that I'm sure that you experience, well, personally, but also the people that you coach and work with. Tiredness and stress. How can tiredness and stress play a part in, I guess, because we talk about Wellness Wednesday being, you know, the whole gamut of emotional, spiritual, physical, and even relational health. How does tiredness and stress, I guess, play into all those different realms of our life?
All right. This is, I think, something we've all experienced in the last 2 years, given the circumstances, that's happened around the world. So I say it's got a huge impact on our emotional health, on our spiritual, on our physical health. And I think we are all really walking, talking, living balls of stress. That's the way I see it. But unless we are really intentional about managing that, we really just we would just find ourselves in this cycle of do more, be more, want more. And I think that's where I guess this tiredness and stress sort of stems from, because we are a society of do more, be more, want more. And how that impacts, I guess, our emotional, spiritual, and physical health is that, when we are tired and stressed, we really don't have the capacity to process things in a rational way. I'm sure some of us, if your listeners have had kids, I think that's probably the easiest example. You go through that newborn phase, and I don't know, like I've had 2 kids myself, and it's almost like a blur. That first few months of, having a newborn, it's a blur because you are just tired. And you just really don't have that capacity to make rational decisions, or, some decisions can be so overwhelming that you go, oh, you know what, this is just too hard. Like, I don't want to go there. But also in terms of our emotional health, we just don't have the patience. I've got older kids now, but at 4 p.m., if you really need me to make a life-changing decision, you're in for, I don't know, it just seems all too hard because, it's the stress of the day, it's the exhaustion of the day. So it has a huge impact. But I think also one of the things I find when I'm tired or stressed is that I become more reactive to my environment. So the difference between responsive and reactive is responsive is a more sort of, I've taken time to think about the pros and cons of my decision, but reactive, it's more of an impulsive reaction. And I think when we are tired, when we are stressed, we become more reactive. And, we could be reactive to our kids, our husbands, our wives. We could be more reactive to, making quick decisions. So I think that's one of the things that, can actually add to the stress of an already stressful situation. I think the other thing is, we need to know what our markers are for stress, or what are our red flags. And personally for me, and so I sort of divide my day into my health, my work life, my family life, and my faith life. So kind of like 4 pillars, really. But one of my red flags, and this is something, personally for me as a woman of faith, I really want to make sure that the work that I do, the interactions that I have is, is one that honors God. And the decisions I make, is in line with what I feel God wants from me. But one of my red flags is when I'm not spending time with God, or when I'm not sitting in prayer, or not having time to just unplug from the craziness of everyday life, I feel dry. I feel a little bit disconnected from God. And I know that's my red flag. That I'm probably tired, I'm probably stressed, and I really have to reassess my lifestyle. Maybe I haven't been going to bed early enough. Maybe I'm not getting enough sleep. Maybe I'm not eating well. So tiredness and stress is, I guess it's the external, it's more the external feeling. But really, there's always a deeper thing that's going on. What is it that's causing this tiredness and stress? And look, we all go through seasons of life where it's just a little bit of a given. For instance, having a newborn at home, that's, it's a given. But I think there's definitely a way to manage that, in the sense like, maybe you need to be sleeping when the baby is sleeping. We often hear that advice, and it's not easy, but, we do have to look after, different parts of our life, because we really don't want it to impact that emotional health, that spiritual health, that physical health. Yeah.
Yep, so true. It's a good point. I think just being aware of the red flags, but then knowing, when they're propping up, just to do something about it.
Excellent.
Really good. Appreciate your input again, Dr. Monica. It's so good to chat, and we look forward to doing it again on Wellness Wednesday.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.